Kind of a frustrating review because we will only concentrate on the photography part, the photography performances of this camera. There was a slight delay in the shipping. It arrived late and I wasn't able to postpone at a later time the video that I wanted to create with it. Nonetheless, it arrived just in time for all the other stuff that I wanted to do with it, or almost. Without further ado, here are my first thoughts on the Canon R3. Initially, I wanted to create a series of images and videos with these two talented female boxers, but unfortunately I will have to make these videos at a later time with another camera, or maybe if Canon France is kind enough to send me the camera once again. And I also took the Canon R3 and these two lenses, the 24 to 70mm f2.8 and the 70 to 200 for the international hip-hop dance competition, the Who Got the Flower Festival, kind of what I did a few years back with the 1DX3. And because of all the mess that's going on in the world right now, it wasn't easy to get my hands on the Canon R3, like the Canon R5, and like any camera and lenses that came out last year and this year. So I was happy to get my hands on one, even if it was only for a few days. Spec-wise, there are a lot of interesting things about this camera. Here are the main specs, or at least the ones I'm interested in. It's a big, chunky camera, and I love the form factor. I have large hands, so I love it when I have a bit of a grip. I love the fact that as a Canon user, you feel right away at home. Everything feels right and falls under your fingers. I really enjoyed the 1DX3, and I fully embraced the mirrorless switch a few years ago, so the chances for me to enjoy this camera were great. It is solid, built like a tank, of course, and it has a tilting screen that finally behaves like it should. Like the Canon R5, you have two different card slots, one CF Express and one SD card slot. If you want to film in raw light or RAW, you will have to use CF Express cards. The main reason, really, why I would consider such a camera is the responsiveness, the reliability of the autofocus, and the speed. Yeah, this camera obviously is aimed at professional action sports photographers, anybody who regularly photographs fast-moving subjects. So for this international hip-hop dance festival, it was the perfect tool for me. Since I had my glasses on all the time, I didn't use the eye tracking option that needs a bit of time to adjust to me and my eyes, and I didn't have the camera long enough for that. If you do photo reports, live and sports events, any performances, this camera will be a valuable tool for you. Since my work has changed a tiny bit the past few years, I don't often need such a camera, but for this boxing session, I needed the speed of the Canon R3. And before I sent the camera back, I decided to organize a quick improvised ballet dance photo shoot outdoors, no flashes, just natural light, and we strolled downtown and took images every time we felt inspired. It is really a fun tool to work with. It will please any action sports photographer out there. Compared to the Canon R5, you clearly feel that you have in your hands two completely different beasts. Two different cameras for completely different needs. This camera, like 7 years ago, would have been the perfect camera for me. At the time, I was doing a lot of live performances, concerts and events. Today, I'm not so sure. It would be quite an investment for me for a second camera that I would only use for my action shots. I mean, I would probably consider the purchase of such a camera if the video capabilities would also match my needs. Resolution-wise, it's perfect. I mean, for action sports photography, you don't need much more. I forgot how practical and fun it was to work with such small files. I am one of these guys that, see the benefits of having a camera that performs well in both video and photography. And I also need a little bit more resolution. I mean, you know where I'm going here. I am waiting for the Canon R1. I don't know if it will be released or announced at the end of this year and then released later in 2023, but with what Nikon and Sony just released recently, Canon has to do something really soon. To wrap up this frustrating review, I will say that this camera, the Canon R3, is an amazing camera for any action and sports photographer out there. Now, on paper, it seems that it is also a great video camera, a great and expensive hybrid camera. So I really hope that I will be able to, explore this camera a little bit further and test the video capabilities at another time. Fingers crossed. And I'm a bit curious. I want to know if there are any action sports photographers following me on this channel, on IG, on my blog, anywhere. Tell us in the comments below, what camera are you using for your work? And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I really hope, again, that there will be a second part for this review of the Canon R3. Please take care of yourself and your loved ones, and until next time, have a good one.